Christmas is coming back to the Disneyland Resort with all the fixins. Walt Disney World has announced some annual passes that you might just want to know about. And would you take a Disney Cruise Line vacation right now? We discuss some of the positives from two folks who just got back. It's September the 4th, 2021. Kingdom Report Live starts now.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Taking that live look outside at the Disneyland Resort like we do. Oh my gosh, it's the Matterhorn. You see the castle in the distance and Big Thunder Mountain, which we are just a couple days away from that baby going under the knife for a refurbishment. So FYI, if you want to ride Big Thunder Mountain at Disneyland, you better get your rides in now. Hey everybody, it's Wade for the Kingdom Report, back with you once again for an all-new broadcast. If you are just joining us and have never seen this show before, we like to bring you some trusted theme park perspective. We like to connect you to more of what makes you happy, and that is what Kingdom Report Live is all about. We also like to reward anybody that tunes in and watches the whole way through. All you got to do to be rewarded is leave a comment. You leave a comment underneath this very video on our YouTube channel, the Kingdom Report on YouTube, and you might get yourself your very own Kingdom Report mug. All you have to do is wait for the live video to post. As soon as the live video is done, you will be able to go in, leave a comment underneath this video on YouTube, and the comment with the phrase that pays this week is Disney Halloween. That's right, Disney Halloween is the phrase that pays for you to win yourself your very own Kingdom Report mug. You have until Monday morning, that's Labor Day, for those of our friends in the States, Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time to enter. So all you got to do, leave that comment underneath this video between now and 8 a.m. Pacific time on Monday, and you might get yourself your very own Kingdom Report mug. If you are the winner, we will reach out to you. We will ask you for details, let you know that you have won, and we will get you a mug on its very way. You get to pick your own color and be sipping the magic just like we do. Oh, yes. Well, it is so great to have you with us. Happy Labor Day weekend to all of our friends stateside. Hello to everybody in the UK, Australia, and beyond that watch us around the world. It means so much that you can be a part of the broadcast. Always very heartening to know that you are tuning in. So thank you for taking the time out of your weekend to spend with us. Who was us? Well, back from a beautiful cruise. It's our very own Katrina Manzone and Tyler Crouch. Hey there, cruise dwellers.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you. I try to be like a little cruisy, just to have like one little last hurrah, I guess, with my little stripes.
You look like
According
you're
to Tyler, that's what I look like.
a shipmate.
Yeah,
I know.
That's
right.
you.
With my nice white shoes that I have down below that you can't see.
So we'll never know.
Yeah, so you'll never
Yeah.
know if I'm actually wearing shoes or white shoes or whatever.
Well,
This
you
is
know?
where it
wearing
comes down to
underwear.
trust.
Yeah.
People
Oh
have
my
to
God.
trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And we'll be definitely diving into your cruise experience here in a bit. And
It was magical.
It was magical. As magical as this mug.
Oh, hey there.
That's right.
Wow.
It's tasty.
Look at that tie-in. Whoa, Disney Halloween.
It's like we've been doing this for a while.
Check that out. Wow. Well, so much to talk about in terms of that cruise. So much to talk about in terms of Disney news as well. And I cannot even wait. So let's not. It's time for Disneyland News. Disneyland News time. All of the headlines coming out of the West Coast Disney theme park. Yep, that famous resort known as the happiest place on earth. And if you haven't heard the big news, well, we're here to tell you that Christmas is returning in grand style at the happiest place on earth. In fact, Brady McDonald over at the Orange County Register reports that Disneyland is already making plans for the Christmas season with giant ornaments, faux snow, and holiday music even before Labor Day weekend brings an unofficial end to summer, and we put away our bathing suit, sunscreen, and beach chairs for another year. Disneyland and California Adventure will kick off the Christmas holiday season on November the 12th with a 2-month celebration that will stretch until January the 9th. Disneyland remained shuttered during the 2020 Christmas season due to an extended coronavirus closure, while DCA's Buena Vista Street returned for holiday shopping and dining in November as an extension of the Downtown Disney Outdoor Shopping Mall. The 2021 winter festivities will see the return of a Christmas fantasy parade and Believe in Holiday Magic fireworks show at Disneyland, as well as the Festival of Holidays Food Festival and Viva Navidad Street Party at California Adventure. It's a Small World also getting its overlay once again, and Haunted Mansion also keeping its holiday overlay through the season. You also get to experience Luigi's Joy to the Whirl and Mater's Jingle Jamboree over in Cars Land. The Believe fireworks show will play out in front of Sleeping Beauty's Winter Castle with a Sudsea faux snow finale and projection mapping on Main Street USA. Of course, building the Main Street USA building facades, The Viva Navidad Street Party in California Adventure's Paradise Gardens will feature mariachis and samba dancers, giant puppets, and Mickey and Minnie in fiesta outfits. 8 food booths at California Adventure Festival of Holidays will serve dishes celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Diwali, and Three Kings Day. Visitors looking for seasonal selfies with Disney characters will find them dressed in holiday costumes at both parks, with Disneyland offering a kiss goodnight from pajamaed characters waving goodbye each evening from the Disneyland Railroad Station. And Santa Claus will be on hand at California Adventure's Redwood Creek Challenge Trail to review Christmas wish lists with kids and pose for holiday family photos. Can I just tell you how wonderful it is to have Christmas back?
And I'm surprised also that it's like a full lineup. It's like everything. They would usually do, which
all
is
the trimmings.
Insane. And guess what? We don't have to pay for a party either.
Right. Yeah. That's our
That's true,
that's our out. Yeah.
So I'm very excited, and I mean, let's be real. Well, maybe this is just my opinion. But this should be everyone's opinion. Viva Navidad is the best. I'm so excited that's coming back.
I can hear the music in
it's
my mind right now.
It's my favorite show that I think they do, period, almost. It's just, I don't know. It's so fun. I love it. So I'm very excited for that to come back. I'm excited for the parade over in Disneyland. And I also just like the little touches of the characters wearing their Christmas stuff. So very exciting all around. I can't wait. I'm pumped. I thought it was going to be kind of, maybe not all the things, maybe just a couple things here and there. Yeah. But here we are. Let's do it. Let's go.
Full bore. Katrina, you're a Christmas person.
I am, yeah.
And it's about to explode all over you.
It is. I am so excited when they made that announcement, because honestly, like what Tyler thought, I already had it in my brain that they were going to do a couple little floats coming down and maybe a reindeer, people prancing down the street with a cavalcade and a little snowman or something, and maybe Santa Claus coming around far away, no one could touch him. Right. And then maybe a modified type style fireworks show. And then honestly, I was really thinking that Viva Navidad was probably not gonna be
I didn't think I'd see it either. Yeah.
That's a big production.
It is a huge production, and it happens multiple times a day, and everybody crowds together in that little area down over there in DCA. And so for me, I was like, that's probably never going to happen again. Right. I'm probably never going to see it until 2022. So now I get to see it, and I'm really excited because I love that moment when it just starts, and then you hear that music happen, and then you're just like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. And
it's a big deal.
Then the samba dancers come out, and then I have that music in my mind. Side note, I did a Peloton ride in this, and one of the instructors did the samba music for it, and I was like, I'm so pumped. I was so excited to hear that music again. So I am super excited to see everything back. Riding the what is it, the Mater's Jamboree, that one was
Jingle Jamboree.
The Jingle Jamboree is always so much fun because I listen to it because they have it on Spotify or something, on Apple
Music.
They
have it on those.
So I listen to it during Christmas. I love it. What is it called? Small World is back for Christmas too,
yes,
which is it's a huge undertaking to take over Small World and close it down for so long to get it ready, and then you have to shut it down again in January to get it back to what it was. And honestly, I thought they weren't going to do that because it's a huge thing to do because they did Haunted Mansion, but I didn't think they were going to do it for Small World, even though I love the Christmas one more than like the normal one.
Yeah, definitely a lot of I think well-deserved hesitation in the minds of fans, right? You know, we're coming back basically from a year of having virtually nothing and not being able to celebrate anything, and here we are now on the other side where it's been a very slow burn in the parks to get anything remotely close to entertainment back and anything remotely close to seasonal celebrations, and we've seen them ramp up more and more now out at Walt Disney World with the Boo Bash, you know, the modified Halloween party, and now we see that California Adventure is returning with Oogie Boogie Bash, and that's almost to a full type of party, and now it looks like they are just going to hit that pedal to the metal and say, Christmas, you deserve to celebrate.
Disneyland's like one-upping Disney World, and like people like more and more just want to come out to Disneyland and like actually enjoy it, because now you have to pay for Christmas celebration over there. Are you going to get everything on that Christmas celebration? Who knows? But you can go to Disneyland and get everything.
Right. It's not the same Christmas party that it used to be.
No.
Not even considered a party. It's an after-hours holiday.
You don't even get a sorcerer card anymore. That was like the whole point, right?
Right.
Yeah. Everybody went just for the sorcerer card. Yeah. But, you know, got to make those magic key holders happy, I guess. So.
That's right. Yeah, the whole new demographic.
Yeah, that's such a weird thing to say now. I just keep calling them APs.
APs, yeah.
MKs.
I heard a main entrance cast member correct somebody on the way in that said, it's so good to have an annual pass again. And they said, you mean your key?
Ooh.
That is one brainwashed cast member.
Nomenclature matters, Tyler.
Sorry, my bad. Got to remember the marketing.
That's right. Yeah. Otherwise, what was it all worth?
Exactly.
My God. Yeah, well, it's good to be 3 magic key holders in this room, that's for sure. And I know that to have the ability to visit Disneyland whenever we'd like again, something I don't think many of us thought we would see even this year. So wonderful to now have that ability once more. And I know that Walt Disney World has also introduced annual passes out east in a different sort of rollout, and we'll be getting to that, but certainly something that is nice to have once again. And so now we'll be able to share in the holiday season joy as much as we'd like. So who doesn't want that?
Yay.
Moving along, we also have some great news coming out of New Orleans Square inside Disneyland Park, and that is that the Harbor Galley is going to be adding some waterfront dining. I know, I can't believe it myself. Brady McDonald is back from the Orange County Register to announce that Disneyland is adding a multi-level waterfront dining area across from the Haunted Mansion in New Orleans Square with a view of the boats traveling along the rivers of America that is expected to open in time for the Christmas holiday season. Harbor Galley is adding an upper and lower seating area called Pelican's Landing as part of a new dock structure, according to Disneyland officials. Pelican's Landing is expected to open later this year. A new sign posted on a construction wall near the Harbor Galley quick service seafood restaurant in Critter Country says Pelican's Landing is coming soon, according to Laughing Place. Tan tarps surround the construction area along the rivers of America next to the New Orleans Square launch for the rafts to the Tom Sawyer Island. Quote, these docks are currently unavailable for mooring, reads a notice posted on the construction wall. Be sure to navigate this way on a future excursion. The Harbor Galley remains open for dining during construction, and the Sea Shanty Eatery on the banks of the rivers of America serves lobster roll sandwiches and clam chowder in a bread bowl. Disneyland rarely creates anything without a tie-in to an existing intellectual property connected to a Disney, Pixar, Marvel, or Star Wars film, and the most famous pelican in the Disney universe is Nigel from the 2003 Pixar animated film Finding Nemo. So perhaps there will be a tie-in to our sweet Nigel. But I know that having this area be revamped for upper and lower level seating, this is going to change the sightlines as well of New Orleans Square. And this is something that could not come at a better time. I was noticing back in July, anybody that wanted to get lunch at Harbor Galley, there was no place for them to go.
There's like literally like 6 tables over there.
It's kind
You
of
have to,
ridiculous.
Like walk all the way over to Hungry Bear.
Yeah.
And then try to find seats over there if you can.
Yeah, it's pretty sad, and I felt bad for anybody buying food because there was just nowhere to plop down to enjoy it. If you've got a family of 4 and you're trying to have everybody sit down, there's no table. There's really nowhere. I mean, there's just a handful of tables on one end. If you walk around their little dock, there's a few more tables on like the backside going towards Splash Mountain. But other than that, you're out of luck. So having this is going to be really cool. I'm telling you right now, this will be an upcharged area when Fantasmic returns.
I was going to say that. You stole it from me. Dang it.
I feel it.
I had that. Dang it. Because you can even see in that video we just showed that one of the projection kind of booths where they project onto the water is literally right in front of where Pelican's Landing is going to be. So it's kind of a little bit of a bummer because it does actually mean that there's going to be less standing room, less sitting room for Fantasmic unless you do one of those upcharges. So that's a little bit of a bummer. I also hope that it doesn't really clog the walkway too much, because that's usually a walkway that we would take, because it's a little quieter down there by the water than up kind of closer to the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
But it seems like they're going to be building it kind of off into an area where guests aren't able to go anyway for the most part. So I guess it won't be that bad, but seems exciting. I'm also curious if they're doing this because I feel like I barely ever see anybody at Harbor Galley, and I wonder if they're just like, hey, we need to show people that this is like a restaurant that, that, so it's like, if we put tables out here, people are going to know, oh, I can eat here.
We're open.
Yeah, we're open. Exactly. Yeah. So
Get your lobster rolls.
Right.
Yeah.
So baked potatoes. They make baked potatoes over there too, right? The stuffed potatoes.
Think they changed I think they have, but I think mostly they do soup and lobster rolls.
Oh.
They've cycled that menu a couple of times in that corner based on, and I think if I recall correctly, it's been a while, but that menu and then the Royal Street Veranda were cycling options together. They were they would offload one thing and then Harbor Galley would pick it up and then that would get moved. And it was very...
They're like, please come to Harbor Galley. Don't go to this gumbo place over here.
I don't know why they did it, but to know that Harbor Galley... I know their kitchen isn't that big. It's a small location to begin with, but to give it more physical space to enjoy what they do have to offer makes a big difference. It's going to be a
great view.
Yeah.
And so I can see a lot of people just getting food or something. Even you don't even need to eat at Cafe Orleans anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, you kind of do. But again, you can always get food over at the French Market and then come over and eat it over there if you really want to get a nice view.
There seems to be a great investment in a lot more food options lately, and that's really cool. So. I mean, in recent years, lately.
I mean, Disneyland is known for their great food. Disney World is not.
Yeah, it's a big comparison that I know people make, and Disney World has that very generalized palate when it comes to the majority of in-park food and the menu planning out there, whereas Disneyland does seem to have a little spice thrown in, a little extra, which is nice. But back in New Orleans Square, what used to be the Le Baton Rouge store is being completely redone right now, and there are signs on the window that indicate gumbo is on the way, and indicate also that there's more to this story than meets the eye. And so knowing that it was a store and is now potentially being transformed into another option for food makes me wonder who's moving in there, because we are seeing that rumor more and more of this might be Tiana related. We'll see, but what an interesting location. It's right next to Blue Bayou.
Yeah. I wonder if they're gonna move the beignets or something too, so there's less congestion back there, because I know they opened up a window a couple years ago to reduce the congestion, but there's still congestion right there. So I wonder if they're gonna do a gumbo, kind of a Tiana special type thing with the gumbos and beignets and stuff.
Because there's big time facade work going on right in that sliver of storefronts. So I'm wondering if we're going to hear an announcement here pretty quick, because they're clearly doing things behind those walls.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Well, so
Can't wait to see.
Bring on the seating. Bring on more food. Thank you very much.
Let's go.
And the Disneyland Resort has shared with all of us that they are upping their hours in October. In fact, very oddly, they reduced their hours going into October from September, which seems sort of backwards to me, but they had reduced by an hour for Disneyland Park, and now they have kicked it up by an hour on select days. Disneyland will now be open from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. from October the 4th through the 7th, and again from October 11th through the 14th. This restores the operating hours listed prior to the reduction. Meanwhile, California Adventure will now be open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. on October 13th, an hour later than its previously listed time, with Halloween offerings about to kick off at the parks. With this news brings more time for spooky fun across the resort, and no doubt more time to spend on things like Haunted Mansion Holiday. So pretty cool to know that they saw the error of their ways. I have no idea why they reduced going into October. Just from an operational standpoint, that doesn't seem, that's never really been done. I don't know why they're doing that. September was always the dead zone, which had been proven true in the last couple of weeks of August leading into September. Things have been very quiet. And so to know that park hours have been extended out and now moving towards October, they had been reduced. It's like, well, wait a minute. All the stuff happens going that direction. Why would you redo it? So it looks like maybe they made a mistake and realized it, and they tweaked it back the other direction. It's just an hour, but nice to see
if
they
it
did
was like a staff thing.
Oh, it could be.
I don't know.
Yeah,
like they didn't know if they were going to have the staff to be able to stay open, but who knows?
They have it now, but not then.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like things have been changing like so quickly that who knows?
Yeah, it's hard to keep up, and they changing it back. This is great news. I know that we routinely see comments on our videos of, this is a sign that they've reduced hours. This is a sign that things are going bad, that nobody's showing up, that nobody's coming back. And I was like, well, wait a minute. Things are getting busier, and they've adjusted it back again. So somehow I don't think things are going bad. In fact, now with more Magic Key annual pass sales, more people are returning than ever before, and they keep those numbers tight to the vest. I'm sure that these adjustments have a little something to do with that too.
Oh yeah,
try and compensate.
And who knows? They could have like sold more Magic Keys than they thought they were going to, and they could just be like, "Oh man, people are going to be here. Let's go."
Yeah,
because I mean, let's be honest, especially during Halloween time, the best time to be in these parks is at night, especially over in like California Adventure. It's like when they don't have the parties. Being over in like Cars Land or something at night is like amazing. I love that little zombie car that's like trying to crawl out of the ground. That's like one of my favorite decorations ever. So I'm pumped to go back and see all that stuff at night.
And the orange tree in Frontierland.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Good old Halloween tree.
Who doesn't love a little Halloween spirit? Well, whether it's Halloween or Christmas, we want to hear from you. Are you pumped to see that Disneyland is returning all of that Christmas magic to the theme parks this year? Let us know in our comments section. As always, we are looking forward to hearing your perspective. You stick around, my friends. More Kingdom Report live for you and Walt Disney World news next.
Do you know everything the ghost host is going to say before he says it? Are you ready to thank the Venetians each time you board Spaceship Earth? Can you recite Walt's opening day dedication speech? Then join the Kingdom team today, the influential legacy fan community featuring exclusive merchandise that will alert all who've come to this happy place that you are more than just another guest. You are a trusted theme park fan. Don't miss out. Join the Kingdom team right now by visiting the homepage at kingdomreportlive.com. That's kingdomreportlive.com. And now, back to the magic.
Walt Disney World news time. Taking a look at all the headlines coming out of the East Coast. Yes, the fantastical kingdom of vacations known as Walt Disney World. It is so great to be with you once again, ladies and gentlemen, bringing all the headlines from the East. And today we start with the biggest news, and that is Walt Disney World has released a slew of new annual passes, just like Disneyland has done with the Magic Key. Well, no Magic Key out east. In fact, it's just still considered the annual pass, but there have been some modifications. In fact, our friends over at Blog Mickey wrote up an analysis about just how much of an increase the Walt Disney World annual passes are seeing in terms of pricing. And they say with the announcement of 4 new annual pass types, they wanted to do a quick analysis of the price increases for each of the 4 annual passes compared to their current equivalents. The Disney Incredipass, which is the top tier pass that you can get at Walt Disney World, is $1,299, and the Disney Platinum annual okay, so I apologize. They are comparing it to the Platinum annual pass that used to be able to get. So the Disney Incredipass encompasses 2 of the previous annual pass types, Disney Platinum Plus annual pass and the Disney Platinum annual pass. Previously, the highest tier annual pass a guest could own, the Disney Platinum Plus annual pass, included no blockout dates and access to the Disney water parks and more. In 2020, Florida resident pricing for that was $999. 2020 out-of-state pricing was $1,295. To find an equivalent price for the new annual passes, they said we have to purchase a Disney Incredipass with PhotoPass add-on, which is $99, and Disney Water Park and Sports add-on, which are also $99. Base Incredipass is $12.99 plus PhotoPass $99 plus Water Parks and Sports $99 equals $1,497. That means that guests who are looking to purchase a new annual pass that matches the previous Disney Platinum Pass annual pass offerings will pay a Florida resident price of $498 more, or 50% increase, and out-of-state will pay $202 more, or a 16% increase. So we see that beyond the Incredipass, there's also a Sorcerer Pass, there's a Pirate Pass, and a Pixie Dust Pass. If you can tell me what the difference is between a Pirate and a Pixie Dust Pass, I'd like to know.
Somebody that works in marketing needs to have their job taken away from them. I'm sorry. I mean, I kind of thought the magic keys were like kind of confusing, and they kind of are, like, you know, what's the difference between a dream and an enchant and stuff, but like, way to make it make even less sense by bringing okay, so you would think that like a pixie dust pass would be like a great pass, right? Because that
they
seems
put
so
Tinkerbell on all of their magic, like on their passes.
Synonymous with like the Disney magic, right? But no, that's the worst pass you could buy. Pirate Pass, what does that even mean? Like,
right.
Like, what is it? What is this garbage?
So Hook
I don't
trumps Tinkerbell.
Naturally.
Yeah.
And just Incredipass? Really, guys? Incredipass?
Incredipass, how cool.
How incredible passes. It's great.
It's in the name.
I don't know.
I
It's
So
just
you know what's the
sweet.
top dog. It's Incredipass.
It's just like our dream pass. It's like, oh, if one could dream to go to the park every single day with your reservation, then that's
Dreams
great.
come true.
It's better, it's better than
least-
the enchantment. Whatever. I don't know. I forgot the pass names now.
Yeah,
I have
I
my
don't
pass.
know.
I don't care about the rest.
Enchant, inspire, believe.
Yeah, that's right. So inspire.
Yeah,
it's
that's
just,
what. Yeah.
I mean, I get it. They don't want to do like gold, silver, bronze kind of things anymore to
But
like
that
make
made
it
sense.
like level. I don't
People,
know.
yeah,
They want to
people
make everybody
understand
seem
those
better.
levels.
Exactly. They understand it. This one, no one understands.
It's
Someone
just
has a pixie pass. No one's gonna be like, ooh, you have a pixie pass? Yikes.
because I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's just them trying to get away from any type of. It's like this cast member we were talking about earlier. He was like, "Oh no, you don't have an annual pass. You have a magic key." It's the same exact thing where they're like trying to get away from you equating the annual pass program to the magic key program, and also, you know, even these new annual passes in Disney World. Anyway, I got way off topic with the names, but I just had to say something because it's just so bad. Like, somebody got paid money to come up with this, and then other people said, "Yeah, that's a great idea." Anyway,
Yeah.
So the pricing also, let's talk about that because that's what we were here
That's
to
an
talk about.
incredidia. Yeah.
The pricing is just crazy, and you didn't touch on this part, but if we want to we haven't been as much since COVID, but if we want to go to Disney World, it's going to make sense for us to buy an annual pass. And the only annual pass we can buy, because we're not DVC, is the top tier pass. So that means we have to pay, what was it, $1,400.
We don't really go to water parks. We don't have to pay $99
Well, and by the
for
way,
it,
you're not, like, water parks, you have one right now, Disney. What are you talking about? Like, it's not even I don't know, $99 I guess is decent if you go to the water parks enough, which is just Blizzard Beach
for the
right
summer,
now. But
everybody like wants to go there, like that, are like even like locals, tourists and stuff. So I get it, $99.
Yeah.
Added to
I
your
don't know.
pass.
So then-
easy peasy.
So then they say in sports, does that like include like the miniature golf and stuff? Do you get free miniature golf? I
think so.
I
think it's
so I mean, I guess that's
So sporty.
yeah. I mean, that's better, but I don't know. It's just it's a huge bummer. It really is. It used to make a lot of sense to just have a pass that was coast to coast, and they don't even offer that anymore. So It's just a
What
lot
are
more
marketing's
money.
going to think of if they create that pass? What kind of name are they going to do?
Well, not to worry, because with the perks you can add on with the new Genie Plus service,
Oh,
you too can buy yourself access into the most popular attractions because they've listened to their fans.
Yeah.
Nothing to worry about.
This is all about value and choice, everybody. That's what you get. It's
what it's
it's
about.
value and choice. It's better for us.
Bob Chapek says so. God bless him. Moving along, and let us know what you think when it comes to annual passes at Walt Disney World. Many of which are closely aligned price-wise with the equivalents out here at Disneyland, which is very interesting. But then you have that analysis talking about how, the Platinum Pass and everything like that. I mean, there's a 50% increase with the Incredipass overall, and that comes without things for the most part. So you have to add on some additions to make your pass worth it. Now, if you're going with the Incredipass, so let us know. Are you somebody that's going to take advantage of the annual pass at Walt Disney World, and if so, which one? Be very interested in hearing what your perspective is on the matter, because if you aren't confused by the jargon, you're no doubt confused when you start reading about it, because it's not even clear then. So
Yeah.
it's fantastic. Moving along, the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind attraction coming to Epcot is on its way to the final stages of completion. Imagineer Zach Ridley has taken to Instagram to announce that Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind is deep in the final stages of construction at Epcot, with the announcement reading, "We are deep in the final stages of preparing our first other World Showcase Pavilion at Epcot with our Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind attraction." This stunning new addition to Epcot will feature some firsts for the park. Our first roller coaster attraction, a brand new storytelling coaster technology, and one of the longest indoor coasters in the world. This is a story and a set of characters that expand Epcot's strong legacy of real science brought to life in fantastic ways, discovering the wonders and mysteries of our galaxy and galaxies beyond. We are excited to soon welcome Rocket, Groot, and other members of the Guardians of the Galaxy to Epcot and to take us on an adventure that's truly out of this world. Oh my. I know that the original plan for Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind was to open in 2021. I don't think that's happening based on what we're seeing. Looks like that's getting kicked down the road. So probably next year at some point
I
it'll
want to
be
say like summer, like at least like
Yeah.
for spring break or something, to get that, big bus, get like the group of people, because
Yeah.
like they're not going to open it in January.
Sure. Yeah, it'll be the marquee attraction next year
Yeah.
that they'll use to pull everybody in, I bet.
I would almost say holiday, honestly. I really don't know.
I would
They
say,
haven't
like,
even
one more push for their 50th. I mean, it's going on for 18 months, so I mean, I would have to say like summer or spring break is
Yeah.
like the time where like when they want ticket sales
I hope
and they
you're
know
right.
they're going to be busy. But what does final stages mean? Like, are they waiting for the actors to like film the movie? Because I thought they already filmed Thor, and wouldn't they show up in Thor because Thor was with them in the end of Avengers?
I mean, it sounds like the physical aspects is what
Oh,
he's
it's
referring
physical.
to. Yeah, when he
Oh.
says final stage of construction, I take that as more of a okay, it's almost
Testing?
technically ready in terms of the physical aspects of the experience. So, maybe
But I
that's
mean,
what it is.
Ratatouille, the Remy adventure, whatever. I wish we had Garrett to say it in
speak French to
yeah.
us.
But that Ratatouille ride has been ready for months and months as
Right.
well. So who knows? Just because something's ready doesn't mean it's going to open.
No doubt they'll sit on it and market the crap out of it,
Yeah.
and get their mileage out of that sucker, as they will, no doubt. Tron, when it comes about. And,
Oh, is that still happening?
yeah, right. We'll just put up an awning, maybe a wall.
I thought
Forget
that was
about
just-
this.
Yeah.
Back here in Magic Kingdom.
Paint it with like the Disney blue, the sky blue, just like paint the whole thing.
Go away green.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was a giant break room. That's what I thought it was. Cool
Awning
Yeah.
for a break room.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
They're
Got to
good
keep
to
them
do.
covered.
Yeah, it's hot out there in Florida.
Hurricanes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, got to keep them dry. Absolutely. Well, everybody's pumped to see Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind finally make its way into Epcot. It's been a while, and we've certainly watched every trip that we've made out there as construction has sort of trucked along, sometimes slower, sometimes a little quicker than average. But now, final stages, whatever that means, but very happy to see that they are officially acknowledging that it's in the final stages. So no doubt we are going to hear an announcement soon as to when that will come down the line, and then people can plan their trips around as to whether or not it will be open. Elsewhere in Epcot, we also have some great news when it comes to, and we covered this in the last time we were live with you in studio, and that was the Epcot Space 220 restaurant. Well, we knew it was coming in September, but they didn't set a specific date. Now we have a specific date. In fact, the Epcot Space 220 restaurant, where you can be shot into space to enjoy yourself some excellent dining, will be opening on September the 20th. So this restaurant, which has gone through a whole lot of back and forth when it comes to staffing and whether or not it was going to be ready in time, and then got delayed, and we heard opening dates come and go. It is officially ready to go. September the 20th is the date. I know this is something we were all kind of hoping was going to open on February 20th, 2020. And this is before our lives changed forever worldwide. But that was something that we thought would be a cool tie-in, being Space 220. I think we all just sort of thought like, yeah, obviously, right? That's what they're going to go for. Well, how old do you feel now? And it's finally happening. So September the 20th, who's going to space?
Woo! I am.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We'll try to get reservations.
Yeah.
We'll see if that'll work.
We do have a trip coming up, right after that time, but for like the 50th anniversary and everything of Walt Disney World. But I don't know if we're gonna have time to do it, so we might not go.
We
this
kind of
trip.
already have our dining set. That's like the problem
that
with
was the
Disney
problem,
World. So
yeah.
you kind of have to pre-plan months in advance to get your dining done. And then so we did. So now we have to like group up together and be like, all right, what day do you like? Whatever day we can get 220, I guess that's the day we're gonna like nix whatever. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited. At least the opening before we go, so then we can get reviews before we go.
Yeah,
see
you'll
if it's
know if it's worth it.
during like the growing pains, because there may be issues. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited though. Like at least it's something like a new dining experience to try for maybe our next trip going out. Because they always
the
have
concept sounds
different
awesome.
restaurants popping up. So it's always fun to eat. I can't eat at restaurants like all like those kinds of restaurants like with like prefix meals every day. Oh my god, I'd get like massive.
And as much fun as it is to celebrate all the countries around Epcot, I also think it's going to be really cool that they have something celebrating Future World or whatever I guess they're changing the name of it, right? But I think it's cool that celebrating space, and I think that it's nice to kind of bring something new to that side of the park. I mean, I know they're doing the whole new entrance area, but it's cool that something finally is opening that will celebrate that side of the park. So very excited.
World celebration.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, and who knows how far along they are with the rest of that corner and the play pavilion and stuff like that. That seems like something that would be pretty simple to me based on what they're saying is going to be in there. So a lot of screens, a lot of projections.
But, I just wonder how much they care about it anymore at this point. It seems like so much of that stuff that they announced is just like, well, COVID happened and we want to save money now, so let's kind of try and forget about that. But I guess at the same time, they still promote it at the, what do they call it, the Epcot experience, right? In the Odyssey there, where you can see the preview of everything that's
that
happening.
means something,
So
because they took away Mary Poppins, so that's not going to happen. So if it's still there, it might happen someday.
You never know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to have it open period would be nice. I know that that MetLife used to sponsor that entire pavilion back when it was something very different, and it used to be a space you could go into, and it had attractions, and it had all kinds of educational things about like the human body and stuff like that. And of course, along the way, it lost its sponsorship and therefore only became like a festival center when it was open. And I remember a couple years ago walking by and seeing it open as a festival center and as sort of overflow for like food and wine. And I thought, I've never been in here, because I think my first time to Disney World was just after MetLife dropped the sponsorship, and so everything shut down back there. And so going in there, I was like, God, this space is huge. And of course, it branches out into all kinds of different attractions and stuff like that from the main building itself. And I'm thinking, how are they not using this? It's such a big corner of the park, and it's not even being utilized. So at least having something going in there will be a huge difference, because right now there's just trees in front of it. So bring back life to Epcot. Yes.
Yay.
Thank you very much. Well, you let us know again in the comments what you think when it comes to the Walt Disney World annual passes. Are you somebody that's going to vie for a Space 220 dining reservation? And how pumped are you to see Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind? Are you going to plan a trip just for that? That's also something we'd like to know. Does that attraction have enough power to pull you in for an individual trip? let us know. We always love hearing what's on your mind. All right, my friends, I think we should keep the fun rolling. It's time for the Disney List. Disney List time! Taking a look at some of the best of the Disney parks as we see it and list it out. And today we are talking about a Disney Cruise Line vacation. A lot of people are hesitant to jump on a cruise ship right now. A lot of fear and anxiety out there about jumping on a cruise ship right now. But that's why this topic is important. That is why this is something worth discussing, because Disney Cruise Line is back again. They're sailing again. They're on the high seas, and they are inviting us to come join them. Our own Tyler Crouch and Katrina Manzone have just returned from a Disney Cruise Line vacation. They themselves, I know, also expressed a lot of hesitancy in recent months about the idea of getting back on a cruise ship right now. And that's why, again, it's so important to talk about something like this, because you might be able to help share with everybody exactly what you experienced and maybe put their minds at ease a little bit as to what's going on aboard the most beautiful of all cruise ships. And that is these stunning Disney cruise liners. Every time I've ever been on one, it is an enchanting experience. It is something that you never want to leave because it's so much fun. But share with us, if you will, the positives taking a Disney Cruise Line vacation right now.
Okay, you want to go first, or do you want me to?
Sure. So yeah, first and foremost, we stayed on the Dream. It's kind of one of the more, I guess it's one of the bigger ships in the fleet.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so what I heard was kind of, I don't want to say it was like official information, but from what I heard, the ship fits around 4,000 people, and there was only 1,300 people on the ship.
Wow.
So, like, my number one thing is the ship was dead. It was incredibly dead. The public areas are not crowded at all. We spent a lot of our time in, like, the adult pool area. You could find a seat wherever you wanted to.
Oh, very nice.
I mean, you know, within reason, there was some times where you couldn't, but, I mean, there's always a place to go. Let me put it that way. There's always a place to relax. And even the pool itself, I think there was only one time where I was like, I'm not going to get in the pool right now because there's too many people. But like 5 minutes later, it was like...
That's the adult section.
Yeah,
though.
that's the adult section. But also, I mean, we spent a little bit of time walking around, of course. And the pools are right there in the middle of Deck 11, just the regular family pools. And those things are completely... I mean, 3 years ago, we went on a cruise, and there was just, it was like a swarm of people around those things and people sitting on the edge and everything. Right now they're putting up like little banisters so that people can't sit around the edge of the pool. But it's like, there's nobody there. There's literally nobody there.
There was just tons of seats available where people were just like watching the Disney movies that were being projected on, like, or was on the screen, and then just chilling, having an ice cream, and then getting up and leaving. It wasn't like a thing where you camp out all day to try to find a seat and you don't leave your spot. You know, it was just like you get up, get an ice cream, come back down, you find a seat, you sit down, eat it, watch a movie, and then leave.
Wide open.
I mean,
unheard of.
It was incredible because, yeah, even when those movies are being played, right, it's like there's a lot of times where, oh my gosh, you have to like fight. How am I going to get 4 seats right next to each other for my family? And it's like, no, like there was plenty of empty seats. They close up the pools, they put the seats on top of them, and you just watch movies out under the stars. So, I mean, it was incredible in that regard. And I felt very safe, too. I mean, I really did, especially because they, you know, want you to be vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, you have to get tested. Anyway.
And tell me, when it comes to, because I know that they have unique requirements, did they require to have like a negative test even before you got on the ship, even after the vaccination?
If you were vaccinated, you didn't have to show them a test.
Okay.
But if you're not vaccinated, you had to... Well, you know a little more about this.
Yeah, I did it. I did it all. So when you do your online check-in, it's super easy. You just go to Safe Passage. Like they'll send you a website to go to, and then 5 days before your cruise, you have to take a PCR test if you're not vaccinated. So anybody like kids and adults that aren't unvaccinated, they just upload your negative test results on Safe Passage, and then within a couple days, you'll get an email saying like you are approved to, you know, come to the terminal or not. And then if you are vaccinated, you just show a copy of your vaccination card, and then all of your, like within like 24 hours, I think I got an email, and then you go on Safe Passage and everything was marked safe to board the ship. So there's like 3 stages that you'll see.
That's
like,
what I thought I read. Okay, yeah, there
Yeah.
were multiple stages of
So,
verification, and
when you
okay.
do it, you got to get like the PCR test before you get even to the terminal. Then if you're unvaccinated, and if your kids, obviously they're unvaccinated if they're 12 and under, then you get to the terminal. Then you have to take another test on Disney's on Disney property technically, and then Disney charges it to your Folio account. I think it's like $65 per person. And then from there you get like another check mark, and then if it's like 5 days or more, you like on a ship, which they're not doing right now, you have to take another PCR test to get off the ship.
Wow.
If you're unvaccinated. And then California, it's like a whole new ball game because they just started bringing ships into California again. They're doing the Panama Canal, so it's like huge. It's like a huge thing now. Like cruising's starting to like actually happen, and there are different requirements. You have to take a PCR test before your cruise, even if you are vaccinated. Everybody has to take one. So I think that's like fair game.
But just like suffice it to say, you were alluding to earlier that we were like worried about going on cruises and stuff. I felt safer on this cruise than I've felt in any massive public space.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
because I mean, not only with all this testing that Katrina just mentioned and like vaccinations and things, but also, I mean, everywhere you go, the cast members require you to, and this is kind of not a cruise, this is not a new thing, but like when you walk into Cabanas, which is like the lunch buffet, they'll be like, wash your hands. When you walk into any dining area, they sanitize your hands.
Right, they've been doing that
Like-
for years,
Yeah,
right?
all the
Yeah.
So
time.
that's not a new thing, but also it's still going on. They have somebody specifically standing there to tell you to wash your freaking hands, which is really a nice thing when you're in a
Don't make me get the
cruise ship.
hose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. But I'll go on to my next thing, which is this one is really cool, I think, and it's kind of scary because it lets you spend more money than you think you are sometimes.
Oh, smart then.
But yeah, I know. So everything now is done through the app. So you download the app when you get, before you get on the ship, and every single thing is done through the app now. So literally anytime you get a drink, any upcharge, even if you go to like the store to buy merchandise or anything, there's no switching credit cards, there's no touching of anything. You literally say your room number, and then it beams itself boop 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 to your phone, and then you put in like if you want to add extra gratuity or anything like that, you do it straight through your phone.
Whoa.
And then it all charges to your Folio by the end of the cruise. So, and you can see your Folio the entire time. It shows you exactly how much money you've been spending. It shows you all the different things that you've purchased throughout the entire cruise, and just the fact that like you can add extra gratuity and things so easily without and we got off the ship and we spent one day at like Animal Kingdom, and we went to Nomad Lounge and got like a couple Mai Tais, and then I'm like, you mean I have to like give her my credit card and then wait for a piece of paper and then sign the piece of paper? And it's just like I missed already the phone being like the crazy. I mean, it was just so great.
Convenience matters.
because they beamed it like if I got a drink or something, they would give it to my phone and like my account, and then it would be like or to his account. So it's like whoever ordered the drink, it wasn't just like to that just room. It was actually really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean
talk about the menus and
that's
stuff?
incredible. I mean,
so give her some more.
well, I mean, you can also the other thing you can do with the phone too is like all the menus for everything on the ship is all on there. So like if you want to see what you're gonna have for dinner like 2 nights from today or whatever, you can still just like go look at the menu, read it all. They don't have any physical menus right now except for like the adult dining had like a couple physical menus, but and then because you do everything on the phone now too with the excursions and the restaurant like reservations and things like that, you do it all right on the app. So, and it was easy to do. It was like we booked literally like less than a week before the cruise started, and there was still plenty of things available, which brings me to like probably one of my favorite things. This is like something exceptional that you need to do. This is like a once in a lifetime opportunity if you're going on a cruise in the next, I don't know how long they're going to be doing this. The spa area, right, has what they call a rainforest room. And usually, so it's got like two steam rooms, a sauna. It's got 2 jacuzzis outside on a deck that just have the most beautiful view you can imagine. It's got these different stone chairs that like heat up and you lay down on them.
Ooh.
And then the coolest part, my favorite part, is it has these different showers. This is where the rainforest comes from, where there's like different shower heads in each of them, and they all have different temperatures. So you can go and get too hot in the steam room, and then you go and dunk ice cold water on your head, and you just do it over and over again. Anyway, usually that is a upcharge where you can kind of go in and out as you please, and people are kind of coming and going, and it's just a very quiet, serene area. Right now, because of COVID, they're doing one group at a time. You can only
Very
be in
personal.
There. So
Yeah.
it's
Very intimate.
and you can have up to 10 people, and it's $170 for an hour and 45 minutes. So it was the coolest thing ever. We didn't have, it was just me and Katrina, but it was just like having these private, relaxing areas. And then on top of that, here's a little tip too. We did it when we were taking off from Castaway Cay. So we were literally chilling in these outdoor jacuzzis while we were sailing away from Castaway Cay, having this like beautiful view.
Oh.
And I mean,
How cool.
It was
You-
nice to get the breeze again while we were moving. I was like, oh, this is really nice. I was getting very toasty in that jacuzzi.
and that little jacuzzi patio, by the way, is like right next to the bridge. So there's
Yeah,
this
I
guy
waved.
standing out on the bridge, and we like waved to him. He's like, "Hi,"
He's like,
and so yeah, he's like, yeah, he's like, I'm busy.
and then he took his binoculars, acting busy. He's like,
No, but it was an exceptional experience, and the way we booked that was actually, you can't do that one on the phone. I think you can call ahead. We didn't do that.
no,
we
you can't call ahead. It's day of.
Okay, all right. Well, then I was wrong. So the day we got on the ship, one of the first things we did was just walk up to the spa, and they give you this whole little tour. Oh, talk to the acupuncture guy. Talk to the trainer guy. And it's like, I just want to book the rainforest room. Can we just book the rainforest room? Anyway, it was incredible. Those are my
Oh,
things
nice.
that
It's a
were,
once in a lifetime thing. I was in there and I was like in like the steam room by myself, and I was like, I can't share this with someone else now.
I know.
It's like spoiled.
I'm too
Like
spoiled
I
now.
can't.
Yeah.
He had one jacuzzi, I had the other jacuzzi. I was like, I don't know how you would share these with other people because they're like a weird.
Sure.
They're not like they're like a lay down jacuzzi. They're not
Yeah,
like a. It's not
like
like a
body. It's like a
sit.
body form of
Yeah.
somebody laying down, right? So
Yeah,
Oh,
so you
yeah.
lay down,
Oh,
and so
that sounds
only
heavenly.
two
Yeah.
people can fit in each one. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't be that intimate with somebody that I don't know.
That'd be really weird.
Like it'd be really strange. And then like the showers are really cool because they're like individual showers, and they're not like you don't just sit there for
Yeah.
like 45 minutes in a shower. Like you press the button and then it's
Yeah.
over within 20 seconds.
There's
but
different programs that are like waterfall, Eastern storm,
Mediterranean thing,
and like some of them even like light up like there's thunder and lightning and there's like little sounds. It's like wow.
It's really
crazy.
neat. Like I mean, if you're able to do it, and if you're on a cruise, like that the day of, as you're boarding, you'll run up and then just go and book it. Tell them I don't care about
Yeah.
the open house. Just book me the room because they go by fast.
I
Because
bet.
like when we were doing it, she was telling us the times, and like the sea day, they're all taken immediately. And then I was like, I need this day, and like
Especially to be isolated, I would imagine those go really fast.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
so, yeah.
So
And
if you want it, book it.
And at first we were a little bit bummed that we didn't get it on the day at sea because, that's the day that you have the most time to kind of waste on the ship, I guess. But the fact that we didn't even plan it. We just like the fact that we got to take off from Castaway Cay while we were just relaxing up there was the icing on the cake. So
I bet.
It was perfect. Yeah.
So cool.
I have a couple other things I want to say.
yeah.
Go
Do your
for it.
thing.
Things I want to say. Okay.
Say it.
One. It just popped in my mind. I really want to say it. Mustard drill doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, yeah.
What?
So
Yeah.
I know, like, I was dreading the mustard drill. I know a lot of people don't like it. I know a lot of people live for it. I'm just not one of
Who
those.
lives for it?
I mean, I work at Royal Caribbean
There's a
for a
society.
very long time, and people do like it.
Masochistic.
But anyway, so they don't do that anymore. So as soon as you get on board, they'll tell you like, okay, go on your phone and you'll see where you need to go for your mustard drill based off of your room. And then you go up there, you use your QR code, you scan the little thing where your number is or your letter, and then you watch a video and you're done.
Whoa.
You don't have to get near anybody. And it's super fun. I was like, that's
Wow.
super great. Technology is amazing. That app, you do everything through the app. Like, so make sure you have your batteries. Like, if you have portable batteries and your phone dies really quick, you use it all the time.
If you don't have a smartphone, you're in
Oh,
trouble.
yeah. If
on
you don't have a
on Disney
smartphone,
cruise.
you can't do it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so then, but the terminal process, I have to say, high regards, super easy peasy. I mean, we're both vaccinated, and it took 30 minutes. I timed it from when we pulled up to the terminal, dropped off our bags, and parked or like we go through like the different stages, and then after the first stage you'll show a QR code and they'll scan it and they'll like all clear, so they give you like a little golden ticket on your car and then you just go up to the parking garage and you park, you go to security. And now without before you would have to go in a line for security, then after security you have to line to check in, and then after the line to check in you would have a line to get on the ship. And now they do away with all these lines, and so you only have one area to go into.
It's amazing.
It's like security and check-in. That's it. And then you just scan your bags, and then you get up and you wait to see if your number is called. For us, our number was already called because they were going through boarding so fast that we just walked up on the ship, and it was like 30 minutes. Unheard of. I was like, this is honestly the best cruise experience I have ever had, and I can't tell you enough how much I was near no one the whole time throughout the checking in process, because before you're in like queues and you're like, stay away.
Yeah, you're in
the
crowds
terminal
the whole
wasn't
time.
yeah, exactly.
It
The
was
terminal was
empty.
There was nobody in the terminal.
I've never felt safer. And then on top of it, like you get your own table at dinner, because like now, because like the whole cruising thing, you try to meet new people and they put you next to other people, and you get your own table. And they always usually give you like those table for twos don't exist anymore. Though like they give you a table for four. You have like a nice open room. It's honestly really amazing. There were no queues to line up for dinner. Like every time, like if your seating's at 5 o'clock or 8 o'clock, you're like used to having this huge line of everybody kind of getting ushered in, and you get your hand sanitizer and then you get sat to your seat. There is no line to get in. You just show up. You get your hand sanitizer, you tell them your table, you sit down. There was nothing. And
This doesn't even sound real.
It was the craziest
it was unbelievable.
thing. Cabanas, there was no line to get food. Flows, there was no line to get food. They were absolutely amazing with my gluten allergy, as always. Like the cruise lines, they just...
Yeah.
I had so many chicken nuggets, I can't even tell you. They recognized me. I went back twice that day, and they're like,
The Nugget Girl.
More chicken nuggets. And I was like,
like,
yes,
I'm so
please.
embarrassed.
I was so embarrassed. I literally sat in the adult area eating my whole plate of chicken nuggets. Like, they gave me way too many, and I was like, I can't just throw these away. And then I just ate them all. But it was just... it was so easy to get excursions, like he said, dining reservations, like everything changes every day on the ship because people change their itineraries all the time. Yeah. So you can just like wake up in the morning and just say, hey, what classes are available, or what dining's available if I want to change it for adults, like Palo or Remy, and it was just unbelievable. You don't get the paper itinerary anymore, which is fine. Like I didn't really care about it, but it was just. It really changed my expectation of going onto the ship, and now I have like high regards. I felt safer on the cruise ship than I did going to Disney World.
Wow.
We went like that next day, and I'm like, people.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you've been so isolated now
like
for this period of time,
it
and now
was
you're
insane because
around
when we were
crowds.
going down like corridors and like hallways, I didn't pass a single person.
That's just nuts.
Like I have never been. It was just empty. Like I've never seen it so empty in
Some
my life.
would say it was a dream.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
So yeah, if you can, I would say definitely go for it. It's sad it's 3 and 4 nights, but oh man, like it was a really good experience.
Did you guys see a lot of kids?
We did like see a fair amount of kids, but there wasn't a lot.
I think there was definitely more couples. I felt like than
their
than
time.
families. Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
like Castaway Cay was empty. Like I mean, usually when we would go to like Cook's Barbecue, it was like a death match to try to find a seat to sit down after you had food. It was so hard to find. And now there's open tables. There was tons of seats around the beaches. I mean,
I would say
crazy.
compared to when we went 3 years ago, Castaway Cay, it was like in the family areas, it was like impossible to find a place to sit. This time, it was harder to find a place to sit in Serenity Bay, which is the adult area on Castaway Cay. So it seemed like a lot more people were just there without the kids. Because again, as Katrina said earlier, you still have to get your kids tested and everything. And if you're bringing kids, they force you to buy trip insurance.
Right.
oh yeah, that's another thing too. If you're unvaccinated and you have to pay for travel insurance, and it has to be the requirements, you have to show that online on Safe Passage too, and like when you check in, and it has to be under their rules. So they'll tell you what the trip insurance is if you want to buy it with like outside of Disney. But if you buy with Disney, you're like, easy peasy. But that's another thing, you have to buy
a lot
trip
of layers
insurance.
there. Wow. Okay.
So that's a
Yeah.
downside because I mean, if you show up with unvaccinated people and you like with kids even, and they test positive, then you're not getting on that ship.
Yeah.
So it's that's it's a
something
little
to
bit it's a
consider.
little scary, something to consider.
Yeah. And if you guys were to wrap it up and share with people who might be nervous, have anxiety about the idea of getting on a cruise, because I think everybody's mind goes back to what it was like, prior to the pandemic, and you think about those crowds, you think about how cruise ships before the pandemic were bastions of bacteria and people getting sick. And so everybody knows that about cruise ships. And that's why Disney Cruise Line has forever had those hand sanities when you walk in, and they force you to use them, and they force you to make sure that you're all clean. So what would you tell people that might be considering a cruise or might have that anxiety about not plunking down money for a cruise right now? What would you say to reassure them?
If you're going to the grocery store, if you're going to Disneyland or Disney World or any theme park, if you've been to any public gathering, this felt safer to me than that, because all the requirements that you needed to be, like we all alluded to earlier, being vaccinated or being tested. So we knew that everybody on the ship was negative. And then on top of that, just the fact that they're so insistent on no, wash your hands. Like even when we're just trying to walk through cabanas, we're like, let's go through cabanas, and they're like, up, get on that hand washing sink, and it's like, all right,
gotcha.
We would go like, oh, we're just walking through, but it was, and the fact that unless you're gonna go into a pool or something like that, you're not ever really next to somebody else.
That's just
even,
wild.
Yeah. I mean, even in the adult areas at night, where, Evolution, the bars, the pub, things like that, it was there was rarely a time where you were sitting next to somebody. And they still kind of space out the bar stools. They'll be like, oh, there's 2 bar stools here and 2 bar stools there.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like you're ever right next to people. And it's just, it was very safe. I felt very safe.
I would say, alluding to his grocery store thing, on the Disney cruise, that 6 feet difference still exists. You have to remain 6 feet apart. There's little if there is a queue for something, even for the aqueduct, there is steps to keep people 6 feet away from each other, which doesn't exist at Disneyland and Disney World anymore. And honestly, I was so scared to go, and it completely changed my mind. I kept my mask on. Inside, you always have to have your mask on, but I always kept my mask on if I was outside walking around. But I never passed by anybody. But if you did, I still felt a little safer. And then on top of that too, they always spaced out seats, so they didn't have as many lounge chairs outside than they would normally have. And then inside, if you go to the pubs and stuff, they had areas blocked off, so you had you were separate from one another. So it wasn't like I was sitting at this booth and then he was right there on this other booth. They had it really spaced out, so they reached capacity sometimes quickly, because there's only in the end, in the adult areas, there's only 10 seats at that point.
Right.
So yeah, I would say I felt really safe. Just, keep your distance from people, keep your mask on. I always had my hand sanitizer with me anyway, even though there's hand sanitizer literally everywhere. I always had my little bag with my hand sanitizer, and then I just wash my hands all the time. And they're really good and strict about telling people, put your mask on, put it on right. And then if you do feel uncomfortable, there's sometimes just find a little alcove. There's so many areas where you just, if you really want to just grab a drink or just hang out, there's so many areas you can just be by yourself. And then even in your room, you can just hang out in your room. There was days where I was I'm just gonna go in the room for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and then I was you know what, it's empty in here, it's empty out there, I might as well just go get a drink out there and then just hang out. We had our last hurrah. We had, Disney started doing happy hours for drinks, which is unheard of.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Even more
Disney-
surprising.
And by the way, I mean, not only did they just start doing
We went
happy
for
hours,
hours on this
but
now.
it's, I know, I'm sorry. It's, the happy hours are 30 to 50% off
on certain drinks. And it's only for an
And
hour, but there's at
I
every single
can't
bar.
believe that.
So
Disney doesn't give discounts.
I was buying Mai Tais for $3.50.
I got a gluten-free beer for $3.75, and it was a really expensive
That
Spanish beer
doesn't
that
happen.
I can't afford.
No, it
It's
was insane.
unheard of. And so we got a $3.50 Mai Tai and sat and watched the sunset as we sailed, and there was nobody around because everybody, usually does first seating for dinner, and they're getting ready for second seating. So like we were already done and ready to go. So we just went upstairs for an hour and just hung out, watched the sunset, cried as we had to wake up early the next day.
It was so sad.
Leave the ship. We're like, this
I don't want
sucks.
to go.
But it was just great. It was like I've never seen Disney give a discount for alcohol, like ever. And
Amazing.
to offer like 1 hour happy hour at different bars at certain different hours, it's just mind-blowing to me.
Tremendous tips, absolutely incredible experience, it sounds like, to have been a part of something like that, and hopefully will help you in determining whether or not you should take a Disney Cruise Line vacation anytime soon. And coming soon, even more in depth as to what they experienced firsthand. Tyler's putting together a little bit of a compilation of what they experienced in their own words and through their own viewfinder and cameras, so you're going to be able to see exactly what happened on their Disney Cruise Line vacation very soon on the Kingdom Report YouTube channel. Let us know in the comment section if you're somebody that is thinking about taking a cruise, and what's holding you back if not. Would love to hear your perspective. More Kingdom Report Live for you next.
Looking for some digital magic to help you through your week? The Kingdom Report is here for you, covering the latest Disneyland and Disney World news, experiences, and events. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Kingdom Report Live so you never miss an update. And drop a subscribe on the Kingdom Report YouTube channel for new videos every week. Don't miss out. Join this growing community of theme park fans as we aim to connect you to more of what makes you happy. For more information, visit KingdomReportLive.com. And now, back to the magic.
And that about wraps up today's Kingdom Report Live. Thank you so much for being with us this Labor Day weekend. And again, to our friends across the pond and around the world, thank you for tuning into the broadcast as well. Before we get out of here, one more reminder to you. Leave a comment if you are looking to win yourself a Kingdom Report Live mug. You can get yourself one by leaving the phrase that pays in the comment section beneath this very video on our YouTube channel. Disney Halloween. Disney Halloween is the phrase that pays between now and Monday morning at 8 p.m. Pacific time. If you leave that comment, you will be entered to win yourself your very own mug, and we will select at random and reach out to you if you have in fact won. For all of us here at the Kingdom Report, happy Labor Day, and remember, the legacy of Walt Disney, it lives on because of people like you and me. We'll see you next time for another Kingdom Report Live.